Привет! Last time we learned how to ask questions in Russian, and today we'll be honing this skill. I'll teach you how to ask clarifying questions during a conversation, such as, "Can you hear me?" or "Could you repeat, please?" and so on. And I'll also show you what you can answer if someone is asking you a question like that. Today, communication often occurs through both voice and video calls, so we'll take both of these factors into account. This video is based on previous lessons, so we'll be revising the skills on addressing people formally and informally in Russian, conjugating verbs слушать, слышать, говорить, making simple phrases with them, and asking questions with most common order of words. So, to make the most of this lesson, make sure you're familiar with the previous topics and try to translate English phrases that you can see on the screen into Russian before you hear the right answer. Take your time to study previous materials if needed. If you're ready, let's start. Поехали! Can you hear me? In Russian, it'll sound as "Do you hear me?" And if you're asking a person in a formal way, you'll say "Вы меня слышите?" Or "Вы слышите меня?" You can use either of these. I hope you remember this from our previous lesson. And if you're referring this question to one of your friends, it'll sound as "Ты меня слышишь?" Or "Ты слышишь меня?" Great! Now, how do you say, "Are you listening to me?" Вы меня слушаете? And informally, Ты меня слушаешь? Now, you're asking a person if they can see you. To check the conjugation of the verb to see, видеть, or any other Russian verb, you can go to this site. Вы меня видите? Ты меня видишь? To answer these questions, you will say "Да, я вас вижу." Да, я тебя вижу. How do you say "Yes, I can hear you"? Да, я вас слышу. And informally? Да, я тебя слышу. I'm listening to you. Я вас слушаю. Я тебя слушаю. Can you see me well? Вы хорошо меня видите? Ты хорошо меня видишь? And how do you say "Can you hear me well"? Вы хорошо меня слышите? Ты хорошо меня слышишь? To answer these, you will say "Я вас хорошо вижу." Я тебя хорошо вижу. How do you say "I hear you well"? Я вас хорошо слышу. Я тебя хорошо слышу. Can you hear what I'm saying? Ты слышишь, что я говорю? Do you understand? And by the way, this question doesn't sound impolite or rude in Russian. The verb понимать, as most other Russian verbs that end with at or yat, will conjugate the same way as the verb слушать. So, how do you say, do you understand? Вы понимаете? Do you understand me? Ты меня понимаешь? And the answer to that is I understand you, I hear you, I'm with you. Я вас понимаю. Я тебя понимаю. I understand you well. Я вас хорошо понимаю. Я тебя хорошо понимаю. I don't understand. Can you repeat, please? Я не понимаю. Можете повторить? Я не понимаю. Можешь повторить? Can you say it again in English? Можете повторить по-английски? Можешь повторить по-английски? How do you say it in English? How does it sound in English? Как это по-английски? Как это будет по-английски? If you haven't heard what a person said, you can just use a short phrase that means one more time, please. Еще раз. It sounds the same way both formally and informally. Еще раз. Can you say it slower? This phrase also sounds the same both formally and informally. Можно помедленнее. It comes from the word медленно, slowly. Можно помедленнее. And the last one. Are you talking to me? Вы говорите со мной? And informal. Ты со мной говоришь? That's it for today. I hope you find these phrases helpful. We'll continue with more useful phrases next time. And now I'll let you practice today's phrases one more time.